Welcome to Famous Quotes. Here are the friends around you. Those bizarre personal experiences. The driving force for creativity comes from your support. Looking forward to your 3 consecutive arrows. The story takes place in the 1990s. The city I live in is a city of heavy industry. Several state-owned enterprises. Large factories occupied most of the city at that time. My grandparents, mom and dad, all employees of one of the factories. You could say, my family has dedicated their youth to the factory. Speaking of this factory, when the factory was built, it was said that an Arhat temple was demolished, built in place. An old man said, several Vudra Arhats are enshrined in the temple, just to scare some evil spirits around. But the country was in the early stages of construction. The proletariat is in charge. Nobody cares. Compared to nation building, it's not a big deal. That's why, since the establishment of the factory, every 3 to 5, there are some weird legends. Word of mouth in the factory. I grew up with these legends. Not only at home, sometimes playing outside. Neighbors get together at night and chat in their spare time. Many legends. I've heard it dozens of times. At that time, I didn't know I was afraid. It's just new and exciting, but never thought. One day, I myself will become the protagonist of these stories. Grandpa, Dad, and Mom went to work in the factory that day. Actually, I was supposed to go to school. But because the school is building water pipes, take a day off. So only my retired grandma was at home watching me. Our house is right next to the factory. The kind of factory and mine workers who lived there at that time. Universal bungalow. Walk from my house to the factory. You can't square it in 5 minutes. There are 3 rows in total. My house is the nearest row away from the venue. The last one, the big warehouse next to the factory. The light is tall. The warehouse is tightly covered. Basically afternoon. There is no light in the house. The family actually has a lot of opinions, but Grandpa is not just an old party member, or a cadre in the factory, serving the people for most of my life. When allocating housing in the factory, in order to provide the employees with suitable housing, our family can only be wronged to live in this light, in a very bad house. I was sitting and playing in the living room that day. Grandma is picking vegetables to make lunch. Grandpa, Mom and Dad are off work at noon and have to come back for dinner. At this time, someone shouted outside the courtyard that the tofu seller was here. Grandma got up quickly when she heard it, went to the kitchen to get a basin, ready to buy tofu. This was a feature of the early 90s, although the market economy has begun to take root, but many things still have to wait for delivery to buy. If you miss this time, you won't be able to eat today. You play here, don't run around. Grandma will be back in a while, Grandma said. He ran out to buy tofu while holding the basin. I watched my grandma go out and play video games. In normal times, I must be very focused on playing, ignore other things. But something else happened that day. I think there's something on the balcony. So I hooked my head. Looking at the balcony through the door of the 2nd bedroom, I see a person. I can't tell, it's blue, cyan, or green clothes, jumping rhythmically on the balcony. They're swimming freestyle with their hands. Wave there, but it's much faster than the freestyle. I didn't think I'd run into that thing at the time. I thought it was someone who jumped over the wall, from the backyard to our balcony. Everyone has a psychology. The more scared I am, the more I want to see this strange scene, although scary. But curiosity still drives me. Reach out and keep looking. It doesn't matter. Just leave it to me. Now, a shadow that I will never forget from the age of 6 to today. I saw that man had no head and no neck. It's just that there's nothing on the collar. I just thought of it now. The dirty stuff that the neighbors talk about all the time. It was this time that I learned from a young age. Characters in horror movies run into something scary. I don't know how to hide. I don't know if running is fake. I was too scared to move. It can only be so direct, staring at that eerie scene. While I was in a mess, the sound of a door opening. It was Grandma, who came back from buying tofu. I looked back at my grandmother who had come in. I wanted to tell my grandma. When I looked back at the balcony, that thing is gone. It's like it never happened, because the years are too long. I don't know what the little brain was thinking at that time. I didn't even tell Grandma about this. It was over. And when I ran into that thing again, it was 6 months later. I do my homework at home, after school in the afternoon. Family is not off work yet. After my grandmother sent me home, I went to the factory to deliver food to my grandfather who was on duty at night. This time is the same as last time. I want to turn my head and look at the balcony for no reason. Wait for me to turn my head. The terrifying scene appeared again. Or that person. Still that action. Only this time, I don't think it's the first time I've encountered it. Feeling scared. I actually want to go up and see what's going on. That's in my head. Just put down the pen and walk over to the sun stage. And this is when something weird happens. Every time I take a step closer to that thing, he stays away from me. It's like you don't want me to meet you. Until I'm basically walking to the balcony. He's in the backyard. As I said earlier, the light in my house was very poor at that time, even though it wasn't dark yet. But it's pretty dark in the backyard. It made me afraid to go to the backyard. I'm still staring at that thing. Bizarre jumping there, just when I didn't know whether to advance or retreat. The neighbor next door has come back. Ding Guang's door closing scared me. It's this one distraction. Looking back at the backyard, that thing is gone again. Back to work. Grandma is back too. He looked at me standing on the balcony. What was I doing there? I am conscious of language. I don't know how to describe what happened. Plus Grandma didn't stop after asking. Back to the kitchen again. I still haven't told Grandma about this. And the next day, it really hurt. Think back now. It's like being trapped by something. The feeling of bumping heavily. By the time I got home from school in the afternoon, the pain is already unbearable. My family thought I was too tired from school. Or, hold on. Mom rubbed my back for a long time at night. It relieves the pain a lot. But after 2 days, the pain started again. It hurts so much that I can't sleep, can't eat. At this time, the family felt that it might be a little serious. Took me to the hospital for a full body check. Strange to check that everything is okay. The doctor is helpless. Let's go home and rest for 2 days before taking a look. It's business as usual when you get home, because I don't want to eat. In just 2 days, I lost weight hungry. This is distressing for Grandma. So he decided, go find another neighbor in the yard. Grandma, it is said that he knows a person who specializes in this intractable disease. But Grandpa and Dad stopped him. They both came from the military. Grandpa is still a cadre in the factory, resolutely opposed this kind of weird stuff. Grandma also had a fight with Grandpa. This is why I resolutely went out to find my husband, despite the opposition. A few hours later, Grandma brings a middle-aged man home. I still remember it. The uncle's eyes. It's different from the eyes of ordinary people. Can't tell the difference. It's like there's a sharp in the eye. When I met his eyes, I feel like the wrong child. Immediately moved my eyes away. The uncle didn't have any special reaction, holding my hand and gesturing and pinching. He opened my eyelids again and looked at my pupils, this time face to face. Let me be clever and break out in a cold sweat. It feels like I'm being seen through all over my body. Look into my eyes. Uncle shook his head. Why did you just think of looking for someone to see it now? There's something inside of me. Need to get it out. Fortunately, it's in time. 2 days later. I'm afraid I won't survive Chinese New Year this year. As soon as this comes out, the grandparents who were in the house at the time, Mom and Dad, are faceless. They looked at each other. I don't know what to say. Uncle doesn't wait for his family to respond. Pulled me around. Then I took a yellow piece of paper out of my pocket, sticked to my back, and then I said something. I don't know what, he whispered, but every time he read it, my body actually relaxed a bit. Just like this. Half an hour later, the uncle hummed lightly and asked his family to take a bowl of wine. He raised his head and took a big sip. Then he pouted and sprayed the wine all over me. Strange thing is, there was a strong wine flavor in the vegetable bowl just now. The wine sprayed out not only has no alcohol taste, it smells of incense. It's the smell after burning incense. Then he ripped the paper from behind my back, quickly folded it into a triangle. I don't know, from my pocket, pulled something out, stuffed it into paper, and handed it to my dad. Then asked my dad to put this away. Don't lose it. Burn it in 3 years. It'll be fine from now on. Then he turned around and asked me how I was feeling. I said, my back doesn't hurt at all. Before that, Dad was still a determined proletarian fighter. This pass is operated. Dad was dumbfounded too. I can only nod and say, good. I still remember my father's expression at that time, even a little funny. It's over. Uncle is leaving. Grandma said it was a big help. Always thank you. Uncle said that saving children is to accumulate virtue. It's all mutual. No thanks. Turn around and get ready to go. But before I left, I seemed to think of something. He turned around and said that if there is a good place, please move quickly. This place? He didn't go on, just shook his head, and then he strode out the door. Only a few people in the family are left staring at the small. I don't know if it's that uncle's clever plan, or is it a coincidence? Less than a month after this incident, the factory held a staff meeting. Say 3 years? The expert dormitory building built 2 kilometers away. The occupancy rate is too low because of the distance, so the factory is going to distribute it to the employees according to the capital arrangement. If this hadn't happened at home, with Grandpa's noble style, must have given the house to someone in need again. But now Grandpa is also a little afraid. So with the help of 4 people in my family, eligibility to work in the factory, the first batch is assigned to a house. So our family also got the key, moved there as soon as possible. 3 years later, Dad burned the paper as well. It's pretty much over at this point. Late 90s. Restructuring of state-owned factories and mines. This factory, in our family, it's still the batch that's doing well. Not only did the factory not close down, instead, it began to expand. The 3 rows of bungalows were also demolished. Our family never went back to that place. I just heard that when the house was demolished at that time, 3 particularly large coffins were dug up below. I don't know what kind of royal and noble burial tomb it is. There are rumors that At that time, the temple was demolished during the construction of the factory, just to hold this tomb. End of this issue. If you have also had an amazing experience, welcome to discuss together in the comment area. If you like this channel, please also like it, follow favorites. See you in the next episode.